Hey guys, Coach Jay here. Today we're going to talk about when you should quit a sport. When's it time to say this is enough? And the truth is everybody has to put their cleats up at some point. The sport ends for everybody at some point, especially playing as an athlete. It might not end for you where you now go work for a TV station or you work as an analyst, as a coach in another capacity, but the sport does end for everybody at some point and we're going to talk about that today. So, hey guys, I'm Coach Jay. I am a sports mental performance coach. Work with athletes all over the country, primarily Florida and Georgia. Kids that are, high school kids that want to get better, and college kids that are trying to continue to play, continue to start, those kind of things. So, today I want to just talk about just getting better. What time do you make the decision that we're not going to do this anymore? And as a general rule, at the point where this thing just becomes not fun for anybody, that's a clear indicator from the parents to the grandparents to the athlete, and everybody's just having a bad time. Athletes crying, things are just not going good. Everybody's spending their time just complaining, not having fun. At that point, first step would be to take some time off, take 2 weeks off, and then if that doesn't help, probably need to take a month off. I don't really care how gifted you are at the sport. If you're just miserable and you can't manage yourself out there, you can't play with composure, you can't play with being calm, and it's not fun, why would you keep on playing? Time is clicking and you have to find something that works for you, something that you can be happy at. But if you're so critical of yourself playing a sport, that's a pretty good indicator. You need to put it up. You just, it's meant to be fun. Sports are fun. Those are some of the best times I've ever had in my life. Playing sports, watching sports, arguing sports. I've been doing this since I was in fifth grade, and fascinated by by sports, the way that people respond, the way that people step up. I've always thought it was something amazing, and that's why I'm in this business, because I've found out over the years that if you do things the right way and you do it, like a way a champion thinks, you will perform at a higher level. And so I think that for most kids, sometimes they think that their potential is way up here. And the truth is, nobody pays for potential. It's not something that people pay for. They don't care. What they do pay for is consistency. They pay for consistency winning the day, consistency winning the one on ones, consistently winning practices, scoring touchdowns, making threes, being good at that consistently. But nobody cares about potential. It doesn't matter. There's millions of boys and girls out there that got a lot of potential, but they don't work hard enough. They don't get the right coaching. They don't get enough encouragement from parents, and they don't stick to it. And so what happens is it's very short lived. And so, I think life is difficult already. And if you're heavily involved in a sport and you're just miserable at it, you need to consider taking some time off, taking a break. No, no sports for a period of time. Like, just take a break. Don't watch on TV. Don't watch videos. Don't be interacting in any way about your sport, because you're just going to probably burn out from it. And so, somebody's quitting the sport every single day, but they're also quitting other things like marriages and jobs. And so it's not like it's uncommon for people to quit. But I think before you quit totally, you need to kind of take a step back, take a perspective at what's going on, and at the point where you can appreciate your sport, at the point where you can enjoy it and love it again, then you can return. But up until then, probably not. You just need to take a break away from it. And maybe you did have some bad coaching. Maybe you just weren't that good. It could be a lot of reasons, but these sports are, the majority of people that play well at sports are well trained, they're athletic, and they really work to being bigger, stronger, faster. So you kind of have to understand that's kind of what's going on out there. And if you're not willing to put the time in, you're, who knows if you're going to get results out of it. But working out with weights, running, all that stuff, it does make your body healthier. So there are long-term gains from it. So it's not like it's a complete waste. But I think that you need to look at yourself in the mirror and just make a bold decision about this, because if you're fighting yourself on this thing and it's miserable for everybody around you, you probably need to take a break. So I'm Coach Jay. I live in Ponte Vedra, Florida, and I help kids every single day, high school kids that are going to go play in college, and college athletes. You can find me on X at College Scout FB. You can find me on I'm listed as Coach Jay on Psychology Today on their website, and I'm also listed at sportsintervention.com. God bless. Come see us.